New York. New York, what's up, New York? Listen, we in New York, right? This is hip-hop. This is hip-hop.
Welcome back, Crash the Industry fans, family, and friends. You already know how we bring it. We bring the best to the table, and today I have the honor of introducing someone who embodies power, purpose, and precision in the world of media. She's not just a publicist, she's a force to be reckoned. Bianca Torres is a powerhouse businesswoman whose name rings bells across the entertainment industry, from shaping narratives at XXL magazine to leading campaigns for icons like Megan Thee Stallion and legacy brands like Roc Nation. Her impact is undeniable. She's the founder and CEO of Orchid Media, a boutique media consulting firm that's rewriting the rules and setting new standards in the industry. Bianca is proof that strategy and storytelling, when done right, can take artists from underground to unforgettable. Her hustle is unmatched, her vision is sharp, and her results speak for themselves. Whether it's breaking a new artist or revamping a legacy act, she does it with finesse, integrity, and straight up fire behind it. So give it up for a true industry architect, a boss in every sense, Miss Bianca Torres.
Woo, that was quite an intro, thank you.
I told you I was gonna come with an intro.
Yeah, you sure did.
So before I read anything about you, and the stuff I did read, I did not know you was from the Bronx.
I am.
Okay, you said you was in the neighborhood.
Well, I went to school in the neighborhood, well, high school.
Okay.
I went to high school, Health Opportunities on 140th and Girard.
Okay.
But I was raised on Bedford Park Boulevard.
Oh, nice. So what was it like for you growing up in the neighborhood of the Bronx, and how did that make you choose your path?
I guess it made me choose my path because, I mean, the last, I would say, 9 years I've been in the hip-hop industry. So that was easy for me to transition to just because of the background, right? Like when you're from the Bronx, you grow up around hip-hop in general, like that's just something that's naturally ingrained in you.
Gotcha.
So when I transitioned from, because I was in fashion and pop media, into hip-hop media, it just felt like home. So
It clicked better for you.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, that was just a random thought I wanted to say that led into my first question. My first question is, what inspired you to pursue a career in media and in publicity?
So I had an unconventional start. Prior to media, I started in media in 2012, but prior to that, I was actually in case management and social services.
Okay.
So I was in the corporate world. I did that for about 5, 6 years, and then I ended up just winging it and moving to North Carolina. I wanted to do something different. I was born and raised in New York City. You know, I went to school here. I never went away. So I wanted to try something different. So I moved to North Carolina, and I ended up volunteering for an event for Carolina Style magazine, and they were looking for writers. So I pretty much just winged it, and I started my own blog, and I used that as a portfolio, and they ended up hiring me as a writer. I eventually ended up being an editor for them. But then I ended up moving back to New York. So I took the skills that I acquired from there and the title, moved back to New York, did some moving around in fashion weeks, and then I began writing for I don't know if you remember theexaminer.com.
No.
So it was like a publication that focused on like markets in the city and pretty much across the United States. So I wrote for them, Fashion Times. I managed content for a legislator up top. Her name was Legislator Amparo. So I just did like multiple different things, like just hustling.
Okay.
Until I landed my first full-time position in 2014 at Fashion Times. I was hired from a freelancer to full-time. I worked there for about 1.5 years, and then I came across an ad for XXL. They were hiring a managing editor. So I had a portfolio at the time. I wrote about rappers on the side, even though for Fashion Times I wrote about fashion and pop. On the side, I was writing about hip-hop just to I guess that was more of my passion. So I said, well, if I could launch this on the side and build an empire from here, but I ended up just using that as a portfolio, and that got me into XXL.
Now, did you go to college for any of this?
No, I went to college I got my business degree.
Okay.
So, I mean, well, I guess it kind of plays a part now that I have my own business, but I didn't really know it was going to get to this point, you know?
Okay, so it just happened to work out, and now you transitioned to opening your own thing, which we'll get into. So can you take us back to your early days as a writer and editor, and what were those experiences like?
It was a grind because when you first start in media, you know, you don't make a lot of money, you know, and you really have to hustle. Like I was writing for like 3 different outlets at one time, just trying to figure it out really. So it was definitely a hustle. Proving yourself, like, I mean, round the clock.
So what was like one of the first outlets you started writing for that you was like, I know I could do this?
Well, it was Fashion Times.
Okay.
You know, at the time, you know, I mean, it was a decent outlet, and they used to get millions of views. Like, it was a good outlet to start out with. Like, that's when I really settled in. But
Okay.
XXL, I mean, I was at XXL for 6 years.
Okay.
So from 2016 to 2022, that's when I really like honed in to like my skills because I was managing people, I was still writing. So I would say XXL.
Nice. So was there a defining moment when you knew this industry was your calling? And who were some of the people that drove you to that?
I knew it was my calling when I felt like I was home. Like I feel like, you know, when I had different positions, you know, sometimes you have to code switch, right? Like back in the days when you were in corporate America, you had to code switch. Like I remember there was a time where you couldn't wear acrylic nails and hoop earrings. Like, you know, you had to code switch. But I felt like when I started working at XXL, I felt like I could be myself.
You felt like the culture fit you a little more?
100%, $1,000,000%.
So what was it like in XXL in the beginning? Like, what was your first year or so like?
It was explosive because at this point is when I started to really rub shoulders with like real deal celebrities. Like the first cover I ever worked on, it was a Big Sean cover. But then right after that, we did the 2016 freshman cover. And that to this day is like monumental. Everyone talks about that cover. That was a cover that had like Kodak Black, Lil Uzi, Dave East, Lil Yachty, G Herbo, so that designer. So I would feel like that was like a big moment. So this day, like people still talk about that being their favorite cover. You know?
So like, did you get any mentorship in that? Like, did you have to dive head first by yourself, or did you have any media influencers that helped you or mentored you?
Well, I did dive into it, but then I also was lucky enough to have like Vanessa Satin at XXL. She kind of helped me and mentored me through the way. You know, she gave me stories. Like she kind of mentored me in that sense, but also Kim Osorio too. I was lucky enough to know both of them because you know they're both pretty big names in the media industry, especially women.
Yes.
You always hear about the men that shook the industry, but you don't hear about the women. So I was fortunate enough to know both of them.
I think that narrative has to change because I had the pleasure of interviewing Kim Osorio, and her story was amazing as well. But just so you know, and I want to say this out loud, it's well known now and for a while that women have ran the industry. Like there's Kim Osorio, like you said, Miss Satin. Then you also had what's her name from Love and Hip Hop? I can't believe I just forgot her name.
Mona Sky?
Mona Sky Young.
Yeah.
So you have all these women who have been doing it big, and then you have someone like Dame Dash who said, when I open a business, I prefer to only hire women because they nurture the business in it. So you have to know over the years the women have been behind some of the greatest things in the hip hop industry. They weren't given their light.
I think that people are ready to receive that information now. I don't think they were really ready to receive that information before, you know?
Because you still got the people behind the scenes like Miss Lisa Brunson.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
It's a lot.
Julie Greenwald. Yeah, I mean, she's a powerhouse.
What's the name from the Rap Coalition?
Wendy Day.
Wendy Day. So it's a lot of women who've been taking the hip hop and fashion to the next level. It's just that I don't think they were given the credit that they deserve.
Absolutely not.
But it has been known.
Now, yes.
It has been known. So another question about the XXL era. How did you land the role of managing editor at XXL, going from freelancer to that? How did that happen?
Well, I was working at Fashion Times, so I had a full-time job at Fashion Times, but so it was more or less like pivoting from fashion and pop culture to hip-hop. So I had the skills, right, because they were looking for someone to manage the staff. But like I said, I had the Hip Hop Times, that was my blog at the time, and I put it all into like this portfolio. Like I really like made something physical, I brought it in, And so Vanessa knew that I had the skills, but once she saw I had the interest, like she saw I was writing about Meek Mill, like I was this buttoned up girl coming in from corporate America, you know, and she saw that I was still able to like tap in. So I think the fact that I had a little bit of both, you know, she kind of like entrusted me.
Let's go to that portfolio. Who was one of the first people you wrote about in that portfolio?
Well, actually, I did interview Kim Osorio for the Hip Hop Times, so she was one of the first people that I interviewed for my personal blog.
Okay.
And then I ended up just writing about hip hop news because at that time it was really about SEO, you know. So you know, that was kind of like more my portfolio. Not only did I know about hip hop, but also SEO, keywords, all that good media talk.
Okay. So what was the energy like working behind the scenes at such hip hop legendary publications like that?
It was exciting. It kind of felt like the hip hop TMZ.
Okay.
Without the gossipy stuff, because we do, you know, I say we because I still kind of work with XXL. They still, you know, I'm still a freelancer on the side. But we were all about like journalistic integrity, and I feel like I learned a lot there because that's where they fact check, right? Like they're not just going to report on someone's court case or getting arrested. Like they're going to call, they're going to make sure that the fact checking is done before they report on stuff versus other sites will, as soon as they see that, they slap it up. So I learned a lot about journalistic integrity working at XXL.
Did you do any schooling for journalism or everything was learned?
No, everything was learned. I hustled.
Everything was hands-on.
100%. I worked like what it felt like 24 hours, but I was on the grind 12 hours a day. And if I didn't know something, I was going to find out.
And you said something that's so true. Like people just believe whatever they see. Like even me, I had made a mistake on a Busta album on my show, and then I fact checked it on the edit. And I was like, you know, this was his first album, because we just couldn't remember which one was. He's done so much work, we couldn't remember which one was his first album. So a lot of people don't fact check anymore. How do you think that affects the industry?
That affects the industry because you can get someone in a lot of trouble, especially someone that has like an open case. You know, we know that the hip hop police is watching everything. So that can, and not only that, but that can damage a relationship. Like in this industry, relationships are everything. And working at somewhere like a XXL, any media outlet for that matter, if you have relationships with artists and you just start reporting on stuff, not knowing what you're doing, you damage that relationship. And relationships are key in this industry. So then you don't want to be known as the person who just writes something for clickbait and doesn't care about ruining relationships, you know?
And like I said to you out there before we got in, I said I don't like to do clickbait because one, it gets corny. It kind of waters down what you're really doing. And it's not good. Like I see people actually doing YouTubes on people's open cases. You know how that looks for a district attorney or a detective to be like, look, the people, even the other people are saying he's guilty. That just doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't. And it's like that now all of a sudden everyone's a detective and they're putting together case. Like you're solving. I mean, listen, some things need to be solved, but you need to leave that up to the law. Like it's not up to you to solve a case.
It was one dude who was on YouTube like investigating somebody's case, and he was like really trying to help the police, and they put a hit on him. Like, you're no longer a civilian at that point. Right. Now, you're not even a cop, and you're basically trying to snitch or get me arrested. You're no longer, so when you do stuff like that, you're no longer a civilian, just so we're clear on that.
No, and now you're putting yourself in the line of fire, right? Because,
absolutely.
And then some people don't pay attention, you know, then you do that, you're posting where you are, and guess what, now someone lined you up. Like,
absolutely.
You gotta be so careful.
I have a question. I had a question that just came in for you.
Yes.
How do you feel about smear campaigns?
I don't like them. And I don't participate in them. I don't do that.
It's horrible.
It is horrible. Like, these are people's lives. I don't do that. I don't participate in it. I don't co-sign.
The worst thing to defend against is a lie that you had no clue was coming. Like, if you was halfway involved in something, you know what's coming down the pipe, I wasn't really involved in that, whatever. But when something comes left field, you're like, where did that come from? That is, you look dumb, like, oh, you didn't know this was coming? Like, that's the hardest thing to go up against.
Yeah, well, that's why you have to have adaptability in this industry and think quick on your feet. Especially as a publicist, like you learn that as a publicist, but just in general, like you have to be ready at any moment, like something go down and you have to fix it. Like I remember one time I was walking Megan on the red carpet at the Billboard Awards, and she was not supposed to do any interviews. And I was next to her, and I wanted to make sure we were walking the right way, so I looked this way. 2 seconds, I turned. All of a sudden, she got snatched up by E-News and Roxy Diaz. Thank goodness it was her, because she's not controversial, like, So she did a quick interview. Thank God it was only about her jewelry, and we were able to keep it moving. But, it's like, of course I had to stand there, like, think quick on my feet. Like, as soon as, I hear, like, there's a little space where I can grab her. Like, you have to be ready for anything in this industry, because things will come at you.
I think I got, like, one more question about XXL.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Can you share one standout memory or artist moment during your XXL days that really stuck with you?
Oh, my God, that's so hard. There's so many. There's so many. I can't think of just one. I know I got starstruck the first time I met 50 Cent, though.
Okay.
That was a big deal. I went to a Power premiere with Vanessa. And, like, he was, like, super chill. Like, he was giving me relationship advice. Like, despite what people see online, like, he's a really nice guy. He's really nice.
You just can't play games with him.
That's it. But other than that, like, he's a really cool guy. He's chill.
Like, I almost shut the show down as soon as you mentioned 50, but I seen you said something nice. Because the next day I'm on This Is 50, and he's roasted me, so
No. I mean, he was the nicest guy, honestly,
Okay. So what we're going to do is, before we get into the next part of the segments, which I have a few more segments for you, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to send it to the team in the back, and then take a breather, come back, and we'll wrap up. Well, not wrap up. It's a few more segments.
Okay.
To you.
We all know what it's like to feel alone. But it just takes one new connection.
Want to get out of here?
To empower many.
This is unbelievable.
It doesn't take a superhero to bring forces together. We all have the power to reach out
Let's go!
and help someone feel like they belong.
Pretty cool, huh?
We are stronger together.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Back to Crash the Industry, and we have the lovely Bianca Torres here. And what I'm going to get into is the birth of Orchid Media. What motivated you to step out on your own and create your own media space?
I wanted to control my own destiny. At this point, Self approached me with an opportunity to do a podcast with him. And I've seen so many other people do publicity and content creation. And I was like, well, why can't I do both? So I said, well, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to just go off on my own and really have the control that I need for my destiny.
So you could push your narrative.
Yes.
So were you nervous at the beginning?
Very. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but if I don't do this now, when am I going to do it?
What's it like being on set with Self? Because you said he goes off script all the time.
Chaos. No, I'm just joking. No, just joking. I mean, listen, no, he's cool. I can't complain. He's pretty easygoing. Like, lets me do what I want. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I mean, sometimes you do want him to follow the questions, the outline. But he always ends up bringing something to the table. Like,
I met Self a few years back at an Angie Martinez barbecue, right? So I'm like, yo, I got a record label, me and you need to tap in. He was like, I hear that so much. I was like, but I got a pop artist. He goes, what's your name again? Soon as I said I had something different, that's what piqued his interest. Is he always like that?
I think that he gets a lot of inquiries. Like, a lot of people come at him with so many different ideas. Like, so I can understand, like, it probably gets a little tiring for him. You know what I mean? Because it's not like he's one of those DJs that's in the house, right? Like, goes to Power 105, goes home. No, he's outside. So he's constantly getting pitched. So
I wasn't even pitching him that day. I was just chopping it up with him. I was like, yo, maybe we can link. But when I said I had a pop artist, he was like, see that I right there. But I guess he was just so tired of hearing it. We in New York.
that's what I'm saying.
Everybody's a rapper.
That's what I'm saying.
So, like, in New York, you hear it all day, and I could imagine, and not everybody's good.
Yeah.
So before we get to that, so what does Orchid Media represent to you personally, and how does it differ from traditional PR firms?
Because it's one-on-one, like I'm really like close with my artists or my clients, should I say, because I do represent, media, media personalities. So I'm just like one-on-one, very close with my clients. Like it's 24/7. I don't shut off. Sometimes I need to learn how to shut off, but I don't. So I guess that's the difference. It's like it's not just like a client. You know what I mean? Like I have a very close relationship.
So you're more like it's more on hands, and then
super hands-on, super duper hands-on.
So are you one of those, because I live with something like that, are you one of those who sit, supposed to be sleeping, but you're on your phone looking up stuff on the media 100%. At 2 o'clock in the morning? 100%.
There's days where I'm like, look, no laptop after 9 p.m. because I'm one of those people, it takes me 2 hours to unwind. But then I'll be on the laptop at 10:30, 11, and then I'm falling asleep at 1 o'clock, and it's like,
and then you wake up 5 seconds later and you're scrolling?
I try not to. Once the eyes close, that's it. Rain noises are on.
Okay.
No more.
I do the rain noises.
Yeah, you do too?
I do the rain noises.
I need that.
The ones that put me under are the ones with the thunder.
Well, I don't know about the thunder.
Yeah, it's
that's
gone.
Scary.
So what is it like? What is it like in a day with Bianca? Like, how does your day start off on one of your busy days?
On one of my busy days, try to do a green tea by 8:30. Then I'm on the computer by 9 o'clock, whether it's cutting up videos, hitting a client to see what is it that we're going to film. Because, I have another client that's launching his podcast, so I'm trying to help him with that.
Gotcha.
So it's either media list, cutting up video, coming up with questions for a taping coming up. There's no 2 days that are alike.
So now, at this point, do you need your own publicist?
Not yet. I need an assistant.
Okay.
But I need a social media intern. That's what I really need.
Yeah, you ain't the only one.
Yeah, I know.
Cutting up clips all day long, and then you run out of storage, and now you got to order a new storage.
No, and then people think it's easy. They're like, oh, just cut the clip. It's like, no, it's not just cut the clip.
It's cut the
right clip. If we're cursing, it's cut the right clip. Find out sensibility-wise, cut the right clip. Now I got to censor because we're cursing, and you know how that goes.
YouTube,
you know what I mean? Then it's like, do we want a short? Because now this clip is 3 minutes long. Now I got to make it into 90 seconds to make it and I got to make it make sense.
Yep.
People don't get it.
And then you got to go in and edit the words because the words are off.
Don't even get me started about that. Yes. If you don't understand, like one clip can take a good 2-3 hours of your day.
And then I'm sitting here editing from an hour episode. Then you get the hour episode. Now you got to clip it up into 20, 30 pieces of clips, and then you got to go in and edit each clip for the words.
I know.
It's madness.
I know.
So
I feel your pain.
So what was your very first campaign or client under Orchid, and how did that set the tone for the brand?
My very first client was Ish from the Joe Budden podcast.
Speaking of what you're building, you're solving a huge problem. What does Modi eliminate that provides such great values, especially for professionals?
It eliminates the friction of payment. That's the most important thing, payment. It's one of the biggest obstacles that entrepreneurs have, business coaches, mentors, even dermatologists. Anything that they do virtually these days, the friction is always going to be, how do we get paid? And that's what Modi makes seamless. Is payment during the call, by the minute. You never pay more than you have to, and you pay exactly for the time you want to pay for.
So yeah, I mean, it was from the ground up. Like we got his press photos, the source was the first interview he did, and that's when the whole podcast roasted him for his bedroom eyes type of photo.
Oh my God.
That was hilarious. But that was me. And then we did Black Enterprise, Bag Fuel. He obviously did Apartment 5H. So it was great because we're friends. I met him when I was doing a press run for Lloyd Banks.
Okay.
And we were cool from then. And then when I was about to branch out, I know he was looking for someone to help with some media. I was like, bingo, I got this.
That was perfect timing.
It was perfect timing. And everything was just natural. It was great,
That was dope. So life as a publicist, for those who don't know, fully understand the role, what's a day in the life of a publicist really like when you have multiple clients?
Well, you probably first thing want to start out by looking on the internet, seeing if there's any new developments with your artist, anyone wrote about them, is there any controversy? You know, there are times where you want to wake up and you do like a little sweep on the internet. You're constantly like updating your contacts, media list, and by that I mean like you'll hit a certain amount of target outlets, and then after that it's like time to get to the next tier. So you're constantly like reshaping your media list. Who do I hit? Who did we do already? So it's a lot of networking, a lot of networking.
It's like you cannot be in the house for too long. At some point, you got to go out. You got to rub elbows.
Visibility is really important too, because in this industry, it's out of sight, out of mind. Whether you're a publicist, an A&R, a media personality, you have to. So yeah, it's definitely, or even the visibility online. That's important too. Like you got to get on LinkedIn, you got to get on Instagram. You know what I mean? Show people you're around. You have to like show people what you're doing. Like I don't like to boast about what I do. I'm very humble, like I'm very chill, but when you don't talk about what you're doing, people don't think you're doing it. So sometimes you got to mess around and show someone.
So sometimes it's important to stay relevant and relative.
Yes.
So,
but do it in a humble way too, in my opinion.
But I mean, it's hard to be humble when you talk about what you do, because you got to talk about it in a manner that you care and you believe in what you do.
Absolutely. There's a way to balance it out, though.
Got you. So, like, I had Showtime come here. I don't know if you know who Showtime is. He has the rap league, and he's a manager of artists as well.
Okay. I feel like I've heard the name.
But Showtime, he's like, you're just going to disappear for 2 years, and then you're going to come back out with a dope show. And I was like, I had to get the show together. I told him I was going to do the show, and I was still working on the music with my artists. I did a campaign with my artists. We did 28 songs in 28 days, and we shot the videos. We put them up every day for the month of February. That took a lot of energy to do that every day, and I was filming, and I was editing. So I'm with this dude every day for 28 straight days, and I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. But we were still working. So it's not like I wasn't working because I didn't have the TV show. I was still working and I was doing that. So I couldn't really be out every day while we're doing a campaign like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So some people don't see what you're doing. And like you said, out of sight, out of mind.
No, I feel you. Like for the last few months too, I've been like, not hibernating, but I've just been really grinding. And sometimes you have to stop socializing to build.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's important.
And then mind you, I live like 2 hours away. So when I come down to the city, I try to do 2 or 3 events in the night, go home, and you won't see me for a week or two, and then there's something going on every day.
Yeah.
You could literally be at an event every day.
Yeah, but then you also got to choose too. You can't water yourself down and go to everything.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You got to choose too, because you can get caught up being outside all the time.
Got you. So what are some of the biggest challenges you faced in this line of work, especially with high-profile clients?
I guess it's managing the egos. You have to manage people's egos without bruising them, right? Like you have to let people get it off, right? But you got to manage the expectations too. It's like sometimes people want to be on certain outlets, but they're not ready for that. And you have to figure out a way to tell them without bruising the ego. And because it's for the best. You got to build. You can't just expect to be on Billboard. Like you gotta start and you gotta grow.
A lot of artists don't realize that before you get to a Hot 97, you need a platform like this. Before you get to a Power 105, you need a platform like the Matrix Studio. Like they don't realize when you're building fans, if you start off on Hot 97, you can't do nothing else. You have to go higher.
Yeah.
And then when you do something like, oh, I'm going to go on this show because I'm cool with the person or whatever, and they're like, what are you doing there? Like, and then your fans don't get to see you grow. So all they doing is waiting to tear you down because they love a good fall.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But when they build with you, they try and hold you there for as long as possible.
Yeah, you build like a core audience that really do ride out with you.
So 100%. That when you got haters online, your core audience is coming to. Like I made a comment on an artist's page, and it was a good comment, but everybody took the comment wrong. I'm not gonna say who it was.
I was about to say, what was the art? Who was the artist?
All I said was, yo, what you're doing is great, but be careful because what you're doing is going against $1 trillion business. So just be careful. What you threatening him? I was like, yo, I said, I love what you're doing. Just be. When I tell you there was like in 30 seconds, like 50 messages, I was sitting there looking at the phone, laughing like I should never even complimented him on what he was doing.
How do you deal with that? Do you ignore? Do you combat them?
I take a drink and read it. Oh, he just threatened me. I can't come to LA. I ain't even like LA that much.
Oh, I love LA. No, but yeah, and that's another thing you have to manage too is like, you have to tell some clients don't respond.
Yeah.
Certain things are better with no response.
Yeah, because when you respond, they feed on it.
Of course they do. Now, depending on what the situation is, you may have to address it, but then you address it properly. You don't just crash out and start answering every single comment. There's a
How
way
do
to
you handle
things.
crisis management?
No response is the best response. Unless we absolutely have to. And in that respect, you want to start, you do an interview with a reliable outlet, with a reliable reporter that you have relationships with. That's where the relationships come in. Publicists and media, like it's very important to maintain good, genuine relationships. And I think that's another thing that people get misconstrued. They always think, okay, listen, we know that this industry is cutthroat, but there are a lot of relationships that you can have that are genuine. Like, I'll never forget, besides Ish, I worked on Gucci Mane's 1017 label with his newer artist.
Okay.
But I got that contract through, shout out to Ashley. She's Cardi B's publicist over at Atlantic. And, she saw that I was venturing off, and she said, you know what, we need a publicist for these guys. Let's work together. And that was from her, like, really, like, having a genuine relationship with me. She didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
And she did. And I'll be forever grateful, like, for that lookout. You know what I mean? So
Shout out to Ashley.
shout out to Ashley. Like, it's very important to have those genuine relationships. Now, not all these relationships are going to be genuine. And you got to know where to, you got to play the game. And that's another thing, too. I think coming from the Bronx, like, we see it as, oh, you two-faced. Like, for a long time, I was like, if I don't like, oh, you fake. If I don't like you, I don't like you. Can't do that. You got to play the game. And it's about being an adult. That's what I like to call it, too. It's like we can coexist, even though you might not be my cup of tea. But we can coexist and be adults in a room where there are professionals. You got to eat, I got to eat. That's it. That's it.
You know what I feel a lot of people don't realize in this space, which a lot of people do get it, because I'm involved in I don't have a podcast, but I'm going to turn it to a podcast eventually. But I'm in a podcast group that they embrace me. And it's over like 30 podcasters. They're like, hey, let's work together as room. But you get around certain people who's like, there's no room for anyone else. Like I had an artist here named Andrew Ace Greenspan. And then I was interviewing another podcast group. And when he walked in, I said, y'all need to get this kid on the show. Some people are like, I'm interviewing this person. They shouldn't be interviewing them. Like, bro, that's the whole game. Like, let that person go around to the different podcasts, and then they appreciate you. So being in that room, I was seeing like, all right, there are groups of people who understand that you have to build the relationships. Maybe if I have a guest that you want, yo, can we get that guest? Here's the contact info. You know? Yeah, you don't have to be a gatekeeper. Even I have another good friend. Her name is Kathy Iandoli. She's an author. She's another one. Like, she referred me. I just spoke at the Clive Davis School of Music at NYU this past weekend because she referred me. And I thought that was great, like that was really real of her. And again, a genuine relationship. She didn't have to, So just, there are certain relationships that are for business and that's it. But those genuine relationships that you do acquire, like nurture them. It's very important. So after this, you got to talk to the wife. We do have a thing in the Bronx called Storyland. It's where authors go to read to kids. Oh, okay. So it's a dope project that Suma's putting together. Well, she put it together. And I think if you have an author on that caliber, we could just put you together. Maybe y'all could link up and get your friend over there to read for the kids. And she, gives the books out to the kids and things like that. That may be something you could put together. Okay, cool. We should talk about that. So before we get out of here, what are some pros and what are some cons to doing this? Being in the music industry in general? In general. I'm going to start out with the cons and then go to the pros. So the cons are, I really love what I do. But the cons are obviously you bump into people who are full of BS, you know what I mean? Like, that's unfortunate. Other than that, I don't know, I really love what I do. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I would say maybe just that, really, navigating those. The fake. Just navigating the fake. Got you. And what are the pros? Well, the pros is like, if you really love what you do, I work 24/7 because it doesn't feel like work. And that's real. So the pros are that. The pros are
making my family like proud of me. They see what I'm doing, and it's like, you know, another pro is like being a Latina from the Bronx and walking in these doors is a big deal, because when I was growing up, I didn't see that. I didn't even know this was possible. That's why I went to school for business, and, you know, I was just doing, you know, I was administrative assistant, and then I was a case manager. I didn't know it would be possible for me to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? So I think representation is important, so that's another pro. Obviously, you know, hanging out with celebrities is another pro.
Listen, I never knew I could have my own TV show.
Right?
It's crazy.
It's a beautiful thing. So I think just reaching these heights is definitely
Only time I knew I could be on camera is, Mr. Man, is this you? No. So what are some projects you have coming up, like any exclusive new clients you could share?
I'm working with a couple of executives. I'm still with Corey Guns.
Okay.
He's dropping a project soon, so I'll
You
be
said
pushing
you
out
was
his
gonna-
music. Maybe we can get money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I have a couple of good, exciting things. We have a lot of good interviews coming up on Apartment 5H,
Okay.
which is the podcast I have with Self.
Gotcha.
We have a couple of good interviews in the stash coming up, so I'm really excited about that.
So what's something you want to tell an up-and-coming publicist how to break into this industry the right way? Well, how to crash the industry.
How to crash the industry? I would say definitely, in order to get in with the right people, you may have to do a little bit of free work, like intern, you know, like that way, because you want to try different things. Not everything you try is going to be for you. You know what I mean? Like, you may not want to do music publicity. You may want to do book publicity. Like, you may not want to be a publicist. You may want to be an A&R. So I think it's really important that you intern and get a mentor. I think having a mentor is really important to show you the ropes.
Gotcha. So share your information. How can people get a hold of you? And how can they be in touch, and how can they see you on Apartment 5H?
Well, you can see me on YouTube on a weekly basis. We drop weekly. So it's at Apartment 5H on YouTube. You can hit me at Bianca at orchidmediallc.com. That's my email. And then you can catch me on Instagram at Bianca_Inc.
And that is another episode of Crash the Industry. But we do have another segment. My boy Flyboy Mystro is coming up. So stay tuned and we'll be right back with you.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Can you see anything different as a pill?
No.
You don't know?
Fentanyl is being mixed into everything now. There's only one thing that will save somebody's life. That is naloxone nasal spray.
Fentanyl, it's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
Why would drug dealers put a lethal dose of fentanyl in drugs if they know it's so harmful?
Really just all about the money.
I just didn't realize that one pill could change your whole life.
More kids should know.
Welcome back to Crash the Industry. Friends, fans, and family. Y'all know what we're all about, and it's real talent, raw artistry, and undeniable work ethic. And the artist I'm about to introduce brings all three to the table and then some. Straight out of Vermont, raised in the heart of New York, this man is a true musical architect, singer, rapper, songwriter, producer, engineer, beat jacker. There's not a piece of process that Flyboy Mystro hasn't mastered. Jazz trained and genre bending, he's built a diverse catalog that proves versatility in his second language. From early collabs with his brother Jay Black from the Nine to standout tracks like Distant Lover and Rolling Up, produced by my guy Amadeus. Mystro has consistently brought soul, skill, and substance to the music. He's a multi-award-winning artist, respected by the streets and on the stage, earning accolades from Hip Hop Season, Vibe Lounge, and Coast to Coast. But what really makes Flyboy Mystro special is his passion for growth and collaborations. He's not just building a name, he's helping build up others while sharpening his own craft along the way. So without further ado, without further delay, give it up for the more evolving and elevated Flyboy Mystro. What up, my brother?
Let's go, bro.
I want to say a lot of people say...
That intro was great.
I messed up a few times.
No, your intro is just the wording is crazy.
Got you.
I appreciate it.
No, but a lot of people say that they're dedicated to their craft, but you drove down from Vermont.
Yeah.
How long is that drive?
Today?
Yeah, like 4 hours?
4.5. It was raining in Connecticut, so it slowed us down. And then we went to the wrong...
You went to the wrong spizzy.
Yeah.
Got you. So I just want to say I appreciate that for you taking the trip to come down.
Y'all blessed me with the opportunity, so thank y'all.
It goes both ways.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because without the artists, without the guests, without the business people, I don't have a show.
Yeah.
So you started writing and recording music at 11 years old. What was going through your mind back then, and how has your approach evolved since the early days with Jay Black?
Goal-wise, like, I feel like the main goal is still the same. I still rock with my brother, you know what I mean? To this day. He just had a daughter, by the way. Shout out my brother. Shout out to my niece, you know what I mean? But I feel like now, because he has a daughter, like, he actually kicked up a lot.
Okay.
Like, he has, like, he's trying to get business-wise. So, like, the only difference is my mentality after all the experience I got now. That'd be the only difference from when I started to now.
Okay.
But
how has your music
He got
changed?
me started, so.
How has your music changed?
Greatly. Like, from the rip, it was just me writing on a paper and then trying to record it, like, on a boombox.
Radio to radio?
Not, I had the HP, the old HP computer. You had to wait for it to boot up.
Yeah.
I'm 11, so it's like, it's that computer. I gotta wait for it to boot up type shit. And then, I had it was just like the Walmart boombox. We just record over cassette tapes and stuff, like.
Got you. So
I think the only tape, my bad, I don't mean to cut you off. I think the only tape I didn't record over was my mom's cassette tape of Biggie.
That's it.
I recorded over everything
That's
else.
a good call, because if you recorded over Biggie, the show is over.
I love Biggie. I could never do that.
So being jazz trained and working across different genres, how does that foundation shape your sound today?
Scatting is a lot like, scatting is like a jazz term type thing, but like scatting is like my blueprint of what I'm gonna do on this song.
When I heard your music, I said there's something different to his approach. And then I read your bio, and I was like, that's it, because the melodies you attack the beat with are unique. And then if you rip the beat, because I had my producer rip your vocals off a beat, just so we're clear. When you rip the vocals off a beat, you can put it to a jazz beat and it'll flow. Just so we're clear, I understand that.
Yeah, it's just like the syllable pattern. Like if you scatting and you come up with a good scat, like if you can put words to that syllable pattern, that's my goal, to like be different.
That's what that technique is that you use to create those.
That's why my flow, like a lot of say like my flow flows. It's different, like because it flows, but it flows because I did it naturally the first time with the scatting, and then
you wrote the words.
I didn't even write the words. I record everything on the spot, and I do everything like, so I got my laptop like right here. I'll be recording with my booth right here.
And you arrange it.
So I just sit there, I'll record something that sound like it, fit it together. If it don't fit together, I start over.
Got you. So you piece it together as you go.
Yeah, everything.
So who are some artists or producers, past or present, that deeply influence your style or approach to music?
I'd say aggression-wise, Tupac. I'm a Gemini, so I got like the same like...
Switch up attitude?
Yeah, like I'm chilling right now, you know what I mean? But like my hype mode is also different than like my chill mode. Creatively, I say it started like with Ryan Leslie, like the way he was working in the studio. I was watching that on YouTube. So like I would like learn a lot from that. I feel like I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my vocals. Like I can't just share anything that I sound like not like how I want it. I'll make it sound exactly how I want it, and then I'll be able to move forward. But I get that from Michael Jackson, because he would record things all day until he got it right. You know what I mean? So
and you engineer yourself.
Yeah.
Got you, because you know your sound.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing. Like recording with other people was cool. I loved doing it, like working but it was like when I was like, nah, I'm trying to find me. I was like, if I want to find me, I got to stop hearing what other people talking about in the studio. And if I'm doing that, then I need to learn.
Got you. So when you're creating a song, where does the process usually begin? With the lyrics, the melody, scatting, beat, or emotion?
If the beat don't catch me, I probably ain't gonna even touch it.
Got you. So you don't even try. If it don't catch you, you just not even trying to rock with it at all.
I'll come back to it. It might catch me later. It just gotta catch me. It's really the emotion. Whatever the emotion is, I follow my emotions more than I follow.
So
beats.
It's the beat and the emotion.
I follow my emotion more than I follow the beat.
Okay, so that's where it starts, with the emotion of it. Got you.
Whatever emotion I'm in, I gotta go with that. If I'm sad, I'm focused on the sad song. But if I'm like hype or I'm angry or trying to party, you know what I mean? That's when I do those songs.
Got you. So you've written, arranged, produced, and engineered your own work. How do you balance wearing so many creative hats?
Actually, it got tough. I was like, the only reason I had the time to do the stuff that I'm able to do with editing, recording, singing, all that, I had time because I was taking care of my grandmother with my mother.
Okay.
And we did that for 14 years. She actually just passed away recently. So now I have more time to attack and show what I can do in public because I don't gotta worry about making sure she good, you know what I mean? Especially with the COVID stuff, she had a heart transplant at one point, so her immune system went down, so we couldn't even go out of town that much.
Y'all had to be stuck with not stuck, but y'all had to be with each other so y'all don't go out, catch anything, and come home with it.
To the point where like work and nothing else.
Gotcha.
Like you could go to work and that's it, come right back home, and you gotta come in, like you gotta. No immune system, you know how crazy that is to like try to protect an immune system that's not there?
Yeah.
There's no way to explain it other than that.
Wow. Well, condolences.
We got through it. She made it 14 years and she just recently passed away.
Got you.
It was a blessing for all them years.
Okay.
But yeah, it gave me time because I had to be there with her to, when she's not needing me, I can work on this, I can work on that, I can work on, you feel me?
So now you got all that free time. They better watch out. Is there a particular track in your catalog that you feel defines who you are as an artist now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one, we'll talk about that.
Okay, okay.
The one.
Around here or?
Yeah, because I heard it playing in the background, I was like, that's my theme song right now. Like,
gotcha.
So like, that's why I sent it in, because I ain't know anything else. I didn't hear anything else.
Gotcha.
I just heard that in the background.
You've worked with artists and helped them develop. What's one of the most powerful lessons you learned through your collaborations?
Not everybody works the same. Like mentally, physically, or in the studio. A lot of people ain't gonna be the same vibe you need around you. A lot of people just might be there for like they want the best interest for you, but at the same time they're not working for you to get that. They just gonna watch and be around if you get better interest.
So now that you have all this free time, what's your first project gonna be?
Right now, I'm focused on my buzz right now. I'm just like, I gotta like really focus on like one song, you know what I mean? My biggest issue is because I record my own stuff, that also puts me at a disadvantage when I have all this work and there's nowhere to really focus it. You see what I'm saying? So I have like, I wanna say like near 1,000 songs ready to drop right now. I can't do it.
We're gonna have to have a conversation about that. So for anybody out there who's looking to get in touch with you, looking to hear your music, anything that you have out now, where can they find you? How can they reach you? Where can they listen to you at?
You can find me on all platforms. I just dropped some with Destiny Nicole. Shout out to Destiny Nicole. She got EP out and I featured on that. I got a couple other features out. You can just search Flyboy Mystro on a lot of things. FLYBOYMYSTRO. Other than that, you can find me on Instagram at Flyboy Mystro, all one word. And then email me, flyboymystro1993@gmail.com.
And the goal coming up for you is to focus on dropping your singles or putting together a project?
My goal is to focus more on my business, because I was more creative before. I feel like now I'm more ready for the business aspect.
So focusing on the business and getting your music out there and getting your name out there. I bet. So with that, we're going to get into the performance part with Flyboy Mystro, and we're going to Let everybody hear what he got, because I heard it. Fire. To the back.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
Bro, you gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's a white people thing.
Escúchame, en esta casa los hombres no lloran.
You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
Thanks for hearing me out, bro. Appreciate it.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad. Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
These other women can't do it like you, and I know you wanna hear that's true. But why you wanna play with me like it's all a game? You don't wanna prove your love too. Why you wanna play from the dumb? Distress, like I'm just one of them that come make mess. Me and I for none of them, no contest. Zooms in my shit, keys to the bin, my big flex. Bad girl, fly girl, don't feel tied down. Just to me and don't feel sad girl. Fly girl, I know you need to spread your wings. Bad girl, fly girl, don't feel tied down. Just to me and don't feel sad girl. Fly girl, I know you need to spread your wings. Tell me, baby, have you ever felt this free? Have you ever felt this free? Have you ever felt like you felt with me? Have you ever felt like you felt with me? Tell me, baby, have you ever felt this free? Have you ever felt this free? Have you ever felt like you felt with me? Have you ever felt like you felt with me? Probably shouldn't ask no questions, so don't want the answers too. Cause I don't wanna hear that no man made you feel better than I do. But this question keep on coming up, be in the back of my mind. If you need a space, why you ain't let me know? I would've let you fly. Me, I don't wanna hold you back, but if you want me, I'll hold you down. Wanna see if the grass is greener down south. Go ahead, baby, find out. Fly girl, don't feel tied down. Just to me and don't feel sad, girl. Fly girl, I know you need to spread your wings. Fly girl, don't feel tied down. Just to me and don't feel sad, girl. Fly girl, I know you need to spread your wings. Tell me, baby, have you ever felt this free? Have you ever felt this free? Have you ever felt like you felt with me? Have you ever felt like you felt with me? Tell me, baby, have you ever felt this free? Have you ever felt this free? Have you ever felt like you felt with me? Have you ever felt like you felt with me? Fly girl, don't feel tied down. Just to me and don't feel sad, girl. Fly girl, I know you need to spread your wings. Bad girl, fly girl, don't feel tied down. Just to me and don't feel sad, girl. Fly girl, I know you need to spread your wings. Tell me, baby, have you ever felt this free?
Turn me up. I want to hear that beat louder on this one. Turn it up.
You don't know me like you think you know me. Trust me, I know me well. Shaking up before I knew I was off the Richter scale. Young, dumb, blind, and lit. I was sick as hell. And if I Google my symptoms, they tell me I had sickle cell. Chip on my shoulder, the least you catch is a chip as well. Tell your chick to just add moisture. Watch how the sticker swell. Pick up. It's a stick up. I can make a big gag and give a hiccup. Tell her to pick her chin up. Smile, pick your grin up. For a while, been a sinner. But I don't recommend you walk a mile in my type of style. Make you sicker. For real, big stepper, gorilla. Yo, chin versus chill. Respect goes a long way around. Don't advise you play around with them niggas that you see around me. Big steppers leaving craters in the ground. Every time we move around, I suggest you move around me. Don't try your luck around here, cause what's up don't come down. It's stuck around it. Ain't no fuck to go around here. Troy turns, just don't come around here without respect. Respect goes a long way around. Don't advise you play around with the niggas that you see around me. Big steppers leaving craters in the ground. Every time we move around, I suggest you move around me. Don't try your luck around here, cause what's up don't come down. It's stuck around here. here with a let's type of Freddie Dream with deadly screams. You ain't waking up if I catch you when you sleep. DOA and the weapon is TBD. He was next to wifey sleep. She woke up in bloody sheets. No face, no case. Ski mask on with the shades. Gloves ain't leaving a trace. Living in his mind rent free. He was dreaming the place. Double tapping, go back like my bad. I'm deleting the space. One for the ones I lost, one for the rest. Your face gone. Here's one for your chest. I die for my respect and I already died. Only thing I fear is God. You won't find it in my eyes then. Respect goes a long way around. Don't advise you play around with them niggas that you see around me. Big steppers leaving craters in the ground. Every time we move around, I suggest you move around me. Don't try your luck around it, cause what's up don't come down. It's stuck around here. Ain't no around here. Short terms just don't come around here without respect. Respect goes a long way around. Don't advise you play around with them that you see around me. Big steppers leaving craters in the ground. Every time we move around, I suggest you move around me. Don't try your luck around it, cause what's up don't come down. It's stuck around here. Ain't no around here. Short terms just don't come around here without respect. Respect goes a long way around. Don't advise you play around with them that you see around me. Big steppers leaving craters in the ground. Every time we move around, I suggest you move around me. Don't try your luck around it, cause what's up don't come down. It's stuck around here. Ain't no get around here. Short terms just don't come around here without respect.
My brother, that performance was fire. And that is another episode of Crash the Industry. I want to give a big shout out to Flyboy Mystro from driving all the way from Vermont. And I want to take the time to shout out Miss Bianca Torres for taking time out of her busy day to come and do the show. And we're going to see y'all. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. I know you're busy. And I hope y'all get to talk, me, this Bianca, Mystro.